How to properly light a set.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I think we're live now. Pour your drinks, light your smokes. I'm about to spark one up here. We're going to go over, I just got through listening to Biggums' good stuff over there. Mr. AMCBiggums. We got invites sent out to some other folks. Feel free to pop in if you got something to say. And we're going to talk about some AMC and APE. Golly, man, I know everybody is worn the F out talking about this stuff. Massalorian, have you had a chance to look into it much today?
Just very briefly. By the way, good evening, everyone. Yeah, just very briefly, unfortunately. I don't know how I feel about it. I have mixed emotions.
We're gonna talk through it, and just keep in mind tonight, whatever we're talking through is our opinions. We're not financial advisors. We do our best to read through documents and help y'all understand them, because that's what we like to do.
And smoke stogies.
Smoke stogies and drink some shots.
What do you got shots of tonight?
I'm drinking a little Black Label, Johnny Walker. Mods tonight, I'm just going to give you a heads up if you're modding for Massalorian or for myself. You can expect it's going to get a little bit shilly in here. Try to let people speak their mind as long as they're being respectful. We've all been dealing with it all day. Just let the comments flow. Guys, if you don't like what you're seeing, you guys can mute them. Just right-click on the name, and you don't got to see that. I'm not going to be blocking anybody just because they don't agree with me. No matter what I say tonight, no matter what any of us say today, there's going to be plenty of people that disagree. We're just doing our best to share our opinions. That's what you're here for. I plan on giving nobody buy, sell, or hold recommendations. That's never what my channel has been for. It's to read through documents, read through due diligence, and kind of help you sort through what it all means. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. And I'm gonna try and game out where I think why Adam Aaron is doing this and what could potentially happen over the next 90 days as we approach this vote. Mass, you got any pre-log you want to add in?
No, I just wanted to say that I've been looking at some Hycroft stuff the last couple of days as far as gross per ton precious metals, and trying to learn a little bit about that as far as Hycroft going forward into the future. And the other thing was article that popped up on my email yesterday from Seeking Alpha about the Cineworld assets and Vox breaking down. And if we have time tonight, maybe T, we can get to that Vox article. What some of I don't know if you got a chance to take a look at it all. Did you?
The Hycroft, the Cineworld stuff.
The Vox. Did you get an email from me with the Vox article?
No, I did not look at that yet. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so let's save that for another night then. Stick with. Save that for another night.
So while people are coming in, man, we've been getting all of us have been getting a lot of questions about the basics. Let's just recap the basics really, really quick because there's still confusion. Remember, APE units were created from preferred shares that AMC had in their bank. A preferred share is worth 100 common stock. So preferred shares are worth 100 shares of AMC. And when they filed with the Secretary of State up in Delaware, they divided that by 100 to create APE. So each APE is 1/100th of a preferred share, which by division makes it equal to an AMC. So one APE equals one AMC. They're derived from preferred shares. There were 1 billion created, 516 million or so distributed in the split. By my count now with today's news, there's been about 275 additional dilution issued. The first distribution was not dilution. That was just a split. Anything issued after that, 516 million is dilution. And so AMC's raised somewhere in here, 272 million, Adam Aaron says. 272 million in cash. Plus today, they also traded some APE for a reduction in debt, another 100 million in reduction in debt at a discount. I know that's a lot of words, but basically what I want you to hear is 1 APE equals 1 AMC. And now they're proposing to do a vote to bring them back, APE back into AMC. That will be at a 1-to-1 conversion. Let's just say, for the sake of keeping it simple, since 1 billion APE were created, if we vote, you'll know when you see the numbers on the proxy statement. Let's just say that 1 billion APE were sold, plus 516 million AMC. You'll see a vote to increase the approved shares of AMC by 1 billion so they can bring all those APE back. If you vote yes, then AMC will then be 1.5 billion shares and APE will go away. Hopefully that makes sense. And if you had 1,000 APE and 500 AMC, you'll now have 1,500 AMC. The float increase will be disclosed in the proxy vote. So that's not going to be a surprise to you. So let's just say it's 1.5 billion, Mass, just to keep it easy. Then,
roundabout number.
Then, as far as I know, it's going to be a separate voting item, right? We haven't seen the proxy statement yet, none of us. But as far as I know, it's going to be a separate voting item to then approve a reverse split, 1 for 10. And by doing that, if it was 1.5 billion float of AMC after the conversion, it would drop it to 150 million, if my math is correct. And the price would go up, whatever the price was that day when it goes in effect, it would go up by a factor of 10. So let's say you had 1,000 AMC worth $5. After the reverse split, you'd have 100 AMC worth $50. So your financial position has not changed, but the float of outstanding shares will drop by a factor of 10. It'll reduce, from 1.5 billion down to 150 million. Hopefully you're still with me on that.
I actually am. I'm with you. I'm very curious up to this point. Why don't you continue and finish? Keep going. Don't let me stop.
Okay. So what I said this morning in the Discord and what I heard Biggums saying on his live stream right now, it wasn't really covered in this tweet from Adam Aaron. And you had to go look at the 8K to see the third bullet point. They only covered here the conversion of APE into AMC and the reverse split, but you have to actually go to the 8K. Where is it? I have it. I think I put it right here. There is a third bullet point. Oh, no, you know where it was? It's in the AMC right here. It's in the AMC press release. Yeah. This third bullet point, and I talked about this morning in the Discord, the fact that they would have the ability to do additional dilution after the conversion and after the reverse split. And that might make some people really mad. They could do more dilution, Tony. They could do more dilution, Biggums. Why are you excited about that? Well, look, guys, they already had the ability to do infinite dilution with APE. Right? If you've been following along, they could literally create 5 billion apes if they wanted to, but they're selling them for what? Pennies right now, 66 cents. I think, just my opinion, I already know people disagree. I think that APE didn't work out the way that Adam Aaron wanted. I didn't think he foresaw it dropping to sub $1. Some people will say he planned for it to drop sub $1. Doesn't really matter. I just think it didn't work out. So I said as recently as last night that you wouldn't see a conversion vote for years because they were going to use APE to pay off the debt. But clearly they have other things in mind. They probably weren't really happy selling APE at 68 cents, 75 cents, $1, $1.14, $2. So
Right.
by doing the conversion, he still has some. You remember he's only sold what do we say, Massalorian? 1 billion ape were created, 516 million
They released
issued.
half. Right.
That leaves him roughly 500 million of his own to sell. And now by today's numbers, I figure he's sold about 275 million of those, which means he's only got 225 million to go, right?
So this is giving him a couple more bullets.
Well, when he converts, if I understand it correctly, and Pantheon, I trust what he said, that all ape will be converted, even unsold ape.
Okay.
So even if we don't approve the reverse split, Adam Aaron, the way I understand it, would still have 275 million AMC ape that got converted that he could issue at whatever the price of AMC is. It's far higher than 68 cents, right?
Yes.
So he's at least got that. But if you approve the reverse split, the approved shares is 1.5 billion, but now we reverse split, the outstanding shares drops to 150 million. He's still essentially got infinite ability to sell new AMC shares into the market, because we had 1.5 billion approved. You drop the float to 150 million. Well, he's got the difference already approved that
Correct.
he could sell.
Correct.
He could sell it anytime he needs to raise extra cash. So the golden ticket to pay off the debt is still there. But what is the price of the stock now? 10x what it was, 40, 50 bucks. And if you've been following along on my channel, I always talk about the imaginary CEO handbook. And I'm just going to say this: reverse splits are often followed by share offerings, right? So if I'm gaming this out, I see this every week, reverse splits, the price jumps up, and then a share offering is immediately announced. I saw 2 of them in the past week. I would expect, this is just my opinion, that as soon as the reverse split is approved and goes in effect and the price jumps up, probably the next day you'll see a share offering and the company raising a shit ton of cash with new dilution. Yes, it's dilution. But before that price gets beaten down by shorts, they're going to try and throw out a share offering and raise a bunch more cash. Up to you to decide whether you think that's good or not. I'm not here to pass judgment on that. It will be used probably to pay off a substantial portion of the debt. So that's what Warren Buffett calls good dilution, issuing shares to pay off debt, or issuing shares to buy up choice properties of competitors that are filing bankruptcy. What's up, Scavenger?
How are you guys doing, Mass and Tony?
Somebody.
Doing well. On top of that, guys, there is this whole interesting puzzle piece of, will a conversion of APE to AMC cause the shorts to cover? Look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the definitive answer to that. I've seen due diligence going around on Twitter asserting that it's fact, that they must cover. I sure fucking hope they do. Look at what happened to the price today. Somebody started buying up some APE. Were they closing short positions because they know? I don't know, but APE was up 75 fucking %. And yes, it's been beaten down, but I don't know about you guys. I've been buying APE, and the lower it gets, I've been buying more and more. I love seeing this price action today.
Yeah.
How you feeling, Scavenger?
Oh man, when you're at the top of a roller coaster, just peeking over that hill and you're going straight down, and that feeling you get in your stomach, I felt like that for the past 5 hours today. It's been an incredible feeling, and I know everyone's got their own opinions on it, but wow, I can't keep the smile off my face. People probably think I'm the Joker out in public, but I'm feeling really good about things. So
good, man.
It's been a phenomenal day. Obviously, there's been a lot of FUD being spread on, like you guys have talked about Twitter, but wow, what a day it's been. An exciting day, in my opinion.
Yeah, a lot of news, right? A lot of things breaking.
I got a question. Is this a question from A Trip? He's asking, he just said leaps and options. If you guys are wondering what's going to happen to leaps and options, I'm going to wait for the memo from the OCC, and when all of this is voted on and we have an effective date, then the OCC will issue a memo saying how options and leaps will be handled. I talked this morning about how I think they'll be handled, but I'd prefer just to get the official memo from them and we'll go over it. More than likely, it'll be very similar to what happened when the split happened. And we got AMC 1, you might get AMC 2 now, and then you'll get a new options chain. That's what I think, but I'm not gonna say I have the definitive answer until I see the memo. As soon as it's published in a few weeks or months, whenever everything's voted on, we'll go over that.
So, Tony, let me throw something out to you. So, are you insinuating with the scenario you just broke down that at the end of the day that the share count will eventually we're going to get back to the number we have right now?
Look, I know the biggest concern that everybody has, and I've said it 1,000 times in the last 2 years, I'm not a big fan of reverse splits because everybody knows what happens after
next.
Reverse split. They do a share offering, and even if they don't, the price gets beat down, right? That's what everybody's worried about. I get it. I'm not going to, what's the right word? I was going to say it. I was going to say pussyfoot, but I don't want to get, smacked by YouTube. I don't want to sugarcoat it. Thank you. I don't want to beat around the bush. I'm not a huge fan of reverse splits. But that being said, the ability to raise money at a much higher price, I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. And I see Biggums joining the chat here too. I heard him talking about it, and I think he's on the same wavelength that right after that price jumps up, they're probably going to do a huge cash raise. And really, that's up to you guys to decide. Do you want to see this company pay off the debt and improve the fundamentals and take a little dilution hit? Or do you just want to do nothing and let them sit with $5 billion in debt, or let them just sell APE for 66, 70 cents for the next 10 years? And
yeah, that hurts. The APE at this price is killing me every day. It is. It hurts.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes.
What's up, Biggums?
What's up, buddy?
How are you guys doing? Sorry to get my stuff all set up there. For some reason, hold on, give me 2 seconds. I can't hear you guys at all.
All right, get your headgear together. Steven says, if we reverse split, if we reverse split, I'm going to need 189 per AMC with the new stock price. I guess to break even, Steven, is that what you're saying? Or is that just your demand? You're putting them on note. Grandpa Barney says, you guys ready for a busy night? Yes, we will field as many questions as we have. We're not going to obviously be able to get to every chat in the comment, but we're going to do our best when we're not talking or having a discussion amongst ourselves. I have a couple of other interesting things to put up on the screen for you guys. This is right here. I already put this out on Twitter. This is what the shorts are facing in the morning on AMC. Maintenance requirement of 150% if they want to do any new shorts, and a short selling cost to borrow of 98%. APE
continuing to rise, right?
Yeah, this is going up. APE, you got to have a maintenance requirement of 200%, and the short selling fee is only 9% because APE is easier to borrow.
Continuing to rise, right? I can hear you, Tone.
But that is going up also. Mute your YouTube channel or whatever you're listening to, Biggums. We were getting an echo.
No, can you hear him?
Can you hear us, Senor?
I think we lost him again.
No, I'm good. I'm back.
Oh, there we go. Here he is.
All righty. So, what do you guys want to talk about first?
I don't know if you heard the beginning of this broadcast, but I was listening to yours and also talking in my Discord this morning about the same thing you were talking about tonight, the ability of Adam Aron to do a cash raise after a reverse split at a much higher price. And I heard you're very excited about it.
I am, man. I really honestly am. You know, the way I look at this, it's like, okay, we can obviously want to do the conversion, then do the split, which would bring it down to like 130 million type and the share price would shoot up to about 64. The way I was looking at it is, the new shorts that people are going to start opening now, it's actually going to be a lot more expensive for them to open those short positions. The base percentage or the base price is obviously going to be around 50, 64.
It's 90% is the cost to borrow. I just put it up on the screen on AMC.
Well, then even better. So, I mean, think about that now. So it makes it harder for them to cover short positions because number one, what that's going to do is it's going to raise the price up to about 64. So now instead of them getting, $100 worth, and they can sit there and cover, a number of shorts for small amount, each individual short's going to cost them a bigger percentage right off the bat. It's also going to cost them more to open it. So it's going to be harder for them to do that. Now, before, when we didn't give him the shares, what this is going to do, it's going to create the float. Everybody sat there and talked about how they didn't want a massive float with AMC. Well, this is what that'll do. It'll bring it down to 120 million. He can now issue, let's say, 80 million shares that bring the float up to about, 200 million. And then at that point, what he can do is raise about 4 million. Well, the number one thing we've noticed with Adam Aaron, what's he always do? He pays debt off at a fraction of the price. So if he raises $4 billion, if you look at the economy and everything going on right now, 90% of stocks are held by these firms and these millionaires. So they're bleeding right now. Any kind of cash infusion that they can take, they're taking at these discounts. So if Adam Aaron could all suddenly raise this capital at a price he could have never even dreamed of before, he can now pay off debt and have a smaller float than when we ever even bought in the stock. So when you bought it in the first place, you now have a float, a third of the number than what we originally started with. For other investors, other firms, it now looks like a more, attractive stock to go in. And as we know, that's what moves the stock price. They're going to buy in. Why? Because now AMC is debt free. The float is smaller than it's been in the last 2 years. Now it's an attractive stock. You're also going to see other investors like that. And like I said, for the shorts to cover, a lot of people sit there and, well, now they'll gain power and voting rights. No. If I short a stock, I don't get the voting rights for the stock that I shorted. Yep. That's a huge, huge thing that people talk about. And like I said, this gives Adam Aaron a way to where now, if you look at AMC from the outside coming in, if he does raise this capital at this type of a price, you now have a brand new float. Like I said, look how much more attractive it looks. Now these shorts, it costs them more to get out of one position. So they're going to hold and try and short it back down. But if that cost to borrow is going up higher and higher, it's going to get harder and harder and harder for them to do that. And once Adam Aaron pays down the debt, what's left to say? And I mean, I get it's more dilution in a sense, but when he suddenly pays off the debt just like that, now the next time, if he ever needs to do it again, you could look at share buybacks. You could look at all sorts of things to where he could lower it even more. Like I said, you don't want to look at all these things individually so short term or look at other reverse splits. You're looking at such a different situation. Most companies that do reverse splits, they're there because they're struggling. They're trying to get above the requirement listing. They're trying to make their stock more attractive again. Well, AMC is not going to be like these other companies. When they do this reverse split, it doesn't go from 75 cents to $2 at a 5% borrow fee. So it's now no big deal for them to reshort it. They can actually remake money on it. Now, when you look at AMC, once they do this, it's 70, like you said, 90% on a $50 thing. It's a lot more expensive to do this, where you're not going to make that profit that you would be making on these others going back down, which makes it a lot harder to short AMC. Plus, there's not going to be as many shares out there. So it's also going to make it a lot harder to borrow when, we already have all these shorts out there currently.
90% is what they're going to be facing in the morning. Like, we don't know exactly when this vote is going to be, sometime probably in the next 90 days, according to the press release. But so the cost to borrow and the short interest are probably going to fluctuate between now and then. But at least we know right now, I don't think they're going to have an easy time pushing the AMC price down. And I hear that even on the mass media, the mainstream media, the shill media, that this is a difficult short at this price because the risk to reward ratio gets tinier and tinier, and the cost to borrow is high.
No, exactly. That's my point. So it's like it makes their ability to go down. Now, one of the main things I said we did wrong was we didn't give Adam Aaron the shares before. So we had to sit there for 2 years with the company burning cash, the short thesis dying. The day APE came out, I told everybody, if APE succeeds, that means AMC succeeds. Did Adam Aaron do APE right? No, fuck no. He should have sold this when it was $3, $4, $5, $6. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he sat there and thought it would go back up. Maybe they ended up getting ahead of him. Maybe Matt Coors got enough people to sell. I don't know. But he obviously did it wrong to where now he can get some of that value back. And by getting it to where we're selling 80 million shares at a 55, 40, 60. I mean, imagine if he sold it at $60 right away. And all of a sudden he raised more money than he had in debt. And he paid that debt off, at a reduced price. And all of a sudden he has $3-4 billion in the bank. Now what's that going to do to AMC's price? It's going to go from 60 to 100. And now that the amount of pressure on those shorts doubles, and it costs them how much more now to close out a single position or open up a new one. And that also, see, one of the things today, sorry, I know I'm kind of rambling, but I just want to get to one last point here. One of the things today I wanted to get to is they talked about that company day that, they did the exchange with, the equity exchange, and everybody's, oh, they're short. They're automatically a short. And it's like, no. The way that they could have looked at it is, all right, I have a business opportunity from a business standpoint. I'm coming up to you and I'm giving you this stock at 68 cents, bottom dollar. And here's the plan. I mean, it shows you right on the website what he wants to do. Convert APE over, turn it to 50, 60 bucks, and then issue, only 40, 50 million shares and then raise the capital that they could have never, ever, 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 ever raised with APE. They couldn't have raised this with APE. They couldn't have done this any other way. So APE sucked, but APE also led us to this plan that could fix everything and make APE no longer a big deal, but he also paid down debt in the meantime.
I looked up a couple of years of history of Antera Capital, like what their previous positions have been. Obviously, we can't see shorts, but we can see if they were long, if they had puts and calls. And what I see based on the past couple of years of their trading is they are pretty good at picking a higher low point and then going long or short. And mostly what I was seeing over the last couple of years, when AMC was what Wall Street would say overvalued, they would go big on puts. And I think the opposite is happening right now. They are thinking that APE is undervalued and they're going long on APE. Why else would you take $100 million worth of APE and give a almost 40% discount on debt, unless you thought you were going to make that up on the upside when APE goes up? What other explanation is there, really?
Yeah, that's the only one that makes sense, right? It's the only one. Yeah. Good point.
No, I agree. And that's the thing. They could have looked at it at buying at the bottom dollar. And if the plan goes through, like I said, and they're able to raise that capital, they got in on the conversion at 68 cents. And suddenly the stock could be worth $100 when they sell it because AMC's debt free. The entire, like I said, fundamentals matter. And I don't know how this movement was able to be convinced fundamentals don't matter in a short squeeze play. That's literally what they're about. Shorts thinking a company is going to die fundamentally.
Yeah.
Scavenger, you want to jump in with anything?
No, yeah, I was just looking at the cost to borrow. So 90% is the average on AMC right now, as a matter of fact. So obviously this morning we had the huge spike in cost to borrow, but I've seen cost to borrows out already tonight at I've seen some high ends at 250% already. So obviously I'm not a guy that's strict to the data that we interpret, but
yeah, I was just looking at one broker that was at 90 something percent.
Yeah.
It's going to vary from broker to broker, but let's just say that's, relatively speaking, as far as shorts go, anything over a few percentage points, when you start talking 90, 100, 150, 200% cost to borrow, that's, that's well out of the norms.
Yep. Insane numbers for sure. For sure. Yeah, I'm actually glad, AMCBiggums, that you went live today because, oh man, I'll tell you, the Twitter stuff and YouTube drama. I mean, I posted a video earlier just on my own opinion over this. I mean, obviously, I'm a lot more bullish, over AMC than some people, but I mean, just people are panicking out there. It's insane. People panic before they even know, what Adam Aaron's trying to tell us. So, I mean, everyone gets to have their own opinion and vote the way they feel, but I think it's important to make this vote count, because obviously when we look farther back, we had the chance to vote before and just, you know, dilute AMC before and raise capital, but obviously shareholders denied that and prolonged this process. So we're finally getting another opportunity thrown our way. So I think this time we need to vote wisely on this situation, you know.
No,
We got a question from A Trip, and I don't want to get off topic tonight talking about balance sheets, but it is a good question. I'm just going to throw this up on the screen real quick. He said, if AMC cut their debt by 50%, would they be profitable? The short answer I'm going to give you tonight is no. Even if they paid off all their debt and cut the borrowing cost completely off the income statement, which is right here on the screen, just to circle a couple of quick numbers. The revenues, we have operating loss, 114 million. We've got debt service, 85 million. Total net loss, 225 million. Right now, AMC needs to get operating revenues up. In 2023, we are scheduled to do that with the amount of new movies and the continued amount of people increasing to go see films. But this 85 million right here is the debt service. That is added to the loss on operating income or loss. So we're at negative 225 for last quarter. 85 of that was debt service. 114 was just operating loss. So even if they paid off all the debt, if we were looking at the last quarterly statement, we would not be profitable yet. But we are digging out of the hole of COVID, trying to get back to a profitable situation. So topic for another discussion. We'll get a CPA on here and go over that with you guys. But paying off the debt is the number one thing that I think that the bears, that the shorts are looking at, like, oh, they're never going to be able to pay off this debt. This company is eventually going to go bankrupt because of the debt. Get the debt out of the way. Then the only thing you got to worry about is fixing operating income. And we're already on the track to get there in 2023, I think. Yeah. Yep. It's getting better every quarter.
Yep. Well, you guys got to think too. You got the credit card system coming out in
2023. Credit cards,
the retail
popcorn. I don't know, guys. I don't know how much any of that is going to add, but it's better than zero.
Right.
I think it's better than zero.
The credit cards, dude, they made $186 billion, that industry. Even if he gets a pie of that, that's going to be a good amount. Popcorn is an 80 to 86% profit margin. So every bag you buy is basically handing them free money. They're also getting partnerships with Disney, Netflix, which was their competitor, will now be releasing movies in there. There's also going to be opening up 8 new theaters in Saudi Arabia, which is a $210 million industry, and in the IMAX is a top 10 in the entire world. So tons of big things actually coming for AMC.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's true, Biggums. They just got 8 locations in throughout Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, they got if you look up the company 7, they have a partnership with 7, and they're actually going to open up 50 theaters. And the thing that's nice about these theaters is they're going to use AMC's brand name, so it's free cash. AMC's not operating it out of them. They own the theaters, but they're using AMC's
just
brand.
The brand name.
Free money.
Got it. Okay, it's like Trump. Trump has something like that, doesn't he? I think golf courses he doesn't actually own. He just rents out his name and charges like billions of dollars just for. Okay,
that's really the only place he makes money, is renting out his name.
How could this scenario backfire? Is there a scenario that this could in any way go completely south on us?
If it is just viewed as a typical penny stock reverse split and the price plummets after the reverse split, that is the downside, right?
Well, people got to understand we're not talking about that. This is a completely different scenario that we're with this particular play. You never count retail and their love and this community for their bullishness to get behind the stock. I think that gives us the X factor time after time.
Do you remember a year or two ago when everyone was talking about AMC should do a split or a reverse split and GameStop should do a split? There was like people advocating for this a year ago, and now all of a sudden they're like losing their minds.
Hey, just to clear up some confusion in the comments too, we're still getting comments in here about people saying that they want more shares for when the squeeze occurs. Guys, remember that you're taking the overall market cap and dividing it by how many shares you have. So the overall value you walk away with is still going to come, within those numbers that you want to walk away with. Just the value per share is going to be more now because there's less shares available. Doesn't mean your
Well, not
price
only that,
brackets change, right? Yeah, go ahead.
it's
I'm
gonna-
sorry.
and it's going to be more volatile of a squeeze because there's less
Right.
shares available.
That's what I really want. Volatility.
Yep.
Lots
Sorry
of
to
it.
cut you off, man.
And after this reverse, people ask, what's going to happen? I think they're probably going to start shorting the hell out of it again. And you know what's going to happen? Like Biggum said, if Adam Aaron's smart enough to dilute it, drop some shares to pay off our debt, shorts are just going to dig themselves a deeper fucking hole at the end of the day. I mean, that's the way this ends. I hope they short it more. I really do. Let them fuck themselves. I mean, in my opinion. I mean,
And that's the thing. Even if it's
Are you allowed to say that word on YouTube?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Hey,
Easy there, cowboy.
MC, thank you, brother. And fuck the shorts. Yes, you're allowed to say that word on this channel. Mud Puddle says, what determines the cost to borrow rate? Cost to borrow rate is determined lender by lender depending on how many shares they have available to lend at their particular source, whether it's an institution or a brokerage. The less they have available to lend, the higher their cost to borrow is going to be. It's supply and demand.
Real quick, Tone?
Yep.
Everyone who's pro DRS, you want to say yes to all of this. Guess how much easier it is to DRS an entire float of 100 million, 120 million, 200 million than 600 million. So if you are pro DRS, it makes it a lot easier for you guys to accomplish your goal as well.
That's the first DRS statement that I think I can get 100% on board with. The biggest problem with AMC versus GME is our float was huge. Like we've made no progress in DRSing because of the humongous float. And now it's going to be, if the reverse split's approved, it's going to be dramatically decreased. Much easier.
And we might also have 10 times the number of shareholders as GME. It's another thing.
Someone said, why did APE run today? I mean, my guess would be people trying to take advantage of, potentially getting AMC shares cheap if it gets converted into AMC. I mean, would you guys agree with that? Or
I saw someone in the comments saying, Tony, wouldn't it be funny if you were correct before Christmas or before the end of the year that AMC and APE hit parity? Oh man, I keep on saying, you guys underestimate my ability to be patient and being right. Wouldn't that be funny if at one point before the next 90 days I'm right? Does that mean AMC might come down and APE goes up? At some point, look, every APE is going to be an AMC.
So let me ask you guys, or go ahead, Tony. I didn't know you were keeping
how they get there. I don't know. Does APE stay at 490 and does AMC stay at 490 and APE comes up? Does AMC come down and APE goes up? Where are they going to hit exact parity? I don't know, but wouldn't that be funny?
That would be awesome.
In the next 90 days I'm close to correct. I've been true to my thesis, and I've been buying APE as it goes down because I believe that they will hit parity at some point. But I was thinking I've been so wrong that it might be years before I'm right. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be right in the next 90 days. Stay tuned. You can laugh or congratulate accordingly as we see how time plays out.
So I kind of talked to you about this already, Tony, but I'd like to get all your opinion on it if you guys don't mind answering it for me, or at least what your speculation might be. But obviously, you guys know that I am a firm believer that synthetic shares have been created. I mean, obviously, failure to deliver, as I talked about it earlier, they create phantom shares, which phantom shares are synthetic shares. It's saying you have shares on paper, but at the end of the day, the transfer was never complete. So in the situation that APE has synthetic shares, what happens when I already have like my thought process on this, but when APE converts back into AMC, what happens with those synthetic APE shares potentially if they exist? Do the shorts or whoever created the synthetics get caught holding the bag with those? Or, I mean, what's your guys' opinion on that?
What happens to synthetic shares? That's basically the question.
Right, with APE. Failure to
Do you want me to
deliver
answer
on
that?
APE, whatever it may
I mean,
be.
I guess that's up for a bit of debate, and everybody has their different opinion. The majority opinion that I've seen from people that are talking about it is that the shorts should have to close APE before the conversion.
Do you want me to go over that real quick?
Yep. I don't know if that's correct or not, but that's what I've been reading out there in the anyone that wants to talk about it, knock it out.
So they don't have to cover, because what's going to end up happening is just going to be like when they created APE. If you had shares of AMC short position, let's say you had 100 shares, they created APE, you now have a short position of 100 of each. When he goes and makes a reverse split, what that does is makes a new cusp ID, and under that new cusp ID, they will go ahead and have the shorts transfer over to that new cusp ID position. It will be the same value of it, but the number might go down because obviously the new cusp ID value of the shares will be around $65, but the value of those short positions will transfer over. This is why you didn't see a mass amount of covering before. But yes, MMTPL was crime. It went private. That should be a completely different situation for everyone that's going to bring that up. When it comes to the synthetics and things like that, the way that works is they're created in the CNS program, and they're created with market maker exemptions. What that's going to do is the amount of exempt shares that they have will be different, but inside the CNS program, we already learned that does not matter, because they don't care how many shares you borrow or create. What they care about is the national value of those shares. So what that actually does to synthetics is absolutely nothing, because they already don't care how many shares you create.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, I mean, time will tell, right?
Right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
We didn't see massive short covering when APE was created, like many of us thought. And Biggums could 100% be correct. We might not see massive short covering due to fear of synthetics, or they must close when the reconversion happens. We might not. I don't know that I have the definitive answer, but I do think that due to the fact that an APE is going to be converted to AMC, that you will see the price of APE go up, because everybody's going to be looking at it more strongly now. I think you guys can chime in and disagree. Anybody in chat can disagree. I think people are going to be saying, I can get an AMC share right now for $1.20, and it's at $4.91.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's why I've been buying APE.
That's what I've been doing. And then when it converts, we're all feeling good. And you made that value, a lot of that value back. That
Biggums, just tell me how you're feeling about 75% gain in a day. Do you want to say fuck you to anybody?
No, not right now, man. We'll
Okay,
see if he. I hope it gets about $4, like you were saying, and they kind of get even. And then Adam Aaron does do does one more limited issue. That would
Let's
be
not
sweet.
count our chickens before they hatch. I like that approach. But if it hits 491, will you say fuck you to anybody?
Matt Kors.
Oh,
we say that on a daily basis already. We don't need that to happen to do that.
Hey, did you always agree with me? I don't know if I've really talked to you about this, that nobody is avoiding dilution by selling APE and buying AMC.
No, it's stupid, because you're losing value then on your shares. Then you're resetting your taxes on the new shares you're buying. I don't know why that would be intelligent.
You have lost share value, right? If you held APE, you watched it melt down from what did it launch at? $6-7. It ran up to 10 and dropped. Yes, you lost value in APE.
You sold at a loss to reopen a new position.
But AMC and APE are combined together on the income statement in diluted earnings per share. You are not avoiding dilution by holding AMC. I hope everybody understands that. Anyone who listened to these guys that said, I'm going to avoid dilution by selling APE and buying AMC. Well, you just bought something that's still going to be diluted. AMC's diluted for every APE that was sold. Sorry.
And you got less of it.
Look up the equation of diluted earnings per share. But I will grant you that you did avoid the massive price erosion of APE.
And it was diluted anyways the second APE was created. So,
You know, it's a win and a loss. You didn't avoid dilution. Sorry, gentlemen. If that was your main goal, you just you were a fail.
and you reset your capital gains taxes. Good job.
That too. Yep. Does it hurt our movement to sell newly purchased apes when it runs? Gorilla Gardener saying, and buy more AMC after conversion to catch the run up. Look, I don't think any of us can give specific financial advice about what you should do with your shares. I'm going to keep on telling you guys on every trade, every ticker. Look, let's take emotions and how much we love movies or AMC out of the equation. If you are happy with the profit, take the fucking profit. This is not going to be a channel where you watch AMC run to 72 and I'm going to tell you it's going to 1,000. I'm going to tell you when you're happy with your profit, take the fucking profit, whatever the ticker is.
Right.
You got to do what's right for you. Got to do what's right for you. And almost every time people that are giving you price targets are way off track. I see 1,000 tickers a day or a week.
Yeah,
Rarely.
Everybody should have this planned already on what they're ready for. And, you know, I mean, the last thing you want is for this thing to do what it's going to do and not be prepared. You know,
are you gonna miss some massive run-ups sometimes, right? If I would have been in GameStop in January 2021, I would have sold well before 400 and I would have missed massive gains. But you know how many plays work out like GameStop? One in 500, 1 in 1,000. I'll take the gains on the other 999, and I bet I'll come out better than the one that I sold too early. Just do what's right for you guys. That's the bottom line. When you're happy, take the profit on anything.
And me to counter that, Tony, I would say, you know, personally, everything that I invested in AMC, which is an amount that I'm happy with, it's an amount that I was willing to lose from the start. So, you know, knowing that this only happens, how rare it is, I'm willing to, you know, hold to some ridiculous high numbers. I mean, I did it with $72, right? It ran up. I didn't sell anything, and I paid the price having to wait for that. I think if anybody could have guessed it right, you would have sold and jumped back in at a cheaper price. But we don't get to inevitably, you know, have a crystal ball and guess these things that are going to occur. So for me with AMC, I am going to hold the ridiculous.
I'll tell you, whatever happens in the next 90 days, whether AMC and APE go down or go up, this is what I'm doing, right? You're here to watch what I'm doing. This is not advice. I've rode the horse this long. I've got the losses. If SEC wants to come investigate me, I've got all the red to show in my portfolio to make anybody happy. I'm in the red along with you guys. I've rode the horse this fucking long. I'm not getting off right now.
Yeah.
Reverse split, conversion, whatever. I'm just along to see what the fuck happens, because this is not my only investment. It's a portion of my overall portfolio, and I think there's a good chance that something interesting could happen. That's just me, but you guys do what you want.
Yep. I've been green. I'm still green, believe it or not, on AMC, but obviously heavy in the red on APE. But I haven't sold anything because I have the long term planned out. Whether the long term's another 2 years or whether the long term's after this catalyst, and this causes the squeeze to happen. I mean, I've developed patience, and I know that eventually AMC, regardless if it's sooner than later or later than sooner, is going to become a cash positive company again. And however long I have to wait for that is how long I'm going to wait for that. I mean, that's as simple as it is.
I'm in the fortunate position of being green on the overall play because I had options that I sold in that run up in June. But, I was buying shares. You guys saw me do it many times. I've posted it in the Discord. I was buying shares at 38, 30, 20, 25, 10, all the way down, plus the ones that I had bought in May. So yes, I have plenty
I'm
of
the run
shares.
up.
I got plenty of shares that are in the red, but I've made overall
Right back, guys.
profits on the play through buying call options and selling them on run ups. So, but as far as my shares go, I'm right there with you guys. 5 digits in the red. SEC, come look at the books. I have nothing to hide. Anybody who's saying I'm day trading, you know, bring your checkbook and I'll show you my position.
Touche.
I'm gonna make you pay if you're wrong. I'm just saying.
I have to admit, I'm in the red now. I can't lie. I
You've
was
been in the red for a lot.
I was in the
that?
green for a little while, but not anymore.
Who is that, Massalorian? You've been in the red
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, it is what it is. And I guess I'm breathing like Darth Vader. I gotta shut up. I try to turn my gain down. Can you hear me breathing really heavy?
No, I can't.
Look, it'd be one thing. It would be one thing if this company was not capitalizing on certain things that we see developing throughout the movie industry and Hollywood and everything. They are taking advantage of every opportunity, it seems like. And until they stop doing that, then I still have faith that this company can turn a profit and the stock price can go much higher than it is right now. And that's basically my bottom line, right? I'm not getting green without those things happening. As long as I see that the CEO is continuing to take advantage of these situations and work towards that, then I'm on board, right? I can use my patience to my benefit for once.
I want to take a minute to talk about the CEO, but first I'm going to answer Arthur's question. What happens to average share price after a reverse split? Your average share price is going to go up by a factor of 10, Arthur. If you're asking, you know, if you're in at an average of $10 a share right now, that's going to go up, right? Am I right? Your number of shares is going to go down, but the average cost that you bought in at is going to go up. Should be reflected in your broker. Am I right on that, guys? I've had a shot or two by now.
That sounds right to me.
All right. Now, last night I talked about, do CEOs care about you? Do they care about retail? Does Adam Aaron love you? I might just do a video on this, but I asked one of my clients who's also previously a CEO, do you think that CEOs care about retail? He said no. CEOs, and I know Scavenger, you've already made the case that what other CEO is going to movies and blah, blah, blah. All right, let's just put all that aside for a second. I'm just going to talk in generalities. This is not an AMC discussion, but CEOs care about the survivability and the viability of their company.
So,
and as a retail investor, if they make wise decisions and they improve the company, you benefit from that. So that's how I kind of view life in general for all stocks. I don't care whether a CEO cares about me. I care about what are they doing to ensure that their company survives and becomes profitable if it's not profitable, or to improve profits if they're making profits. That's all I care about. I don't care about whether Adam Aaron cares about me, likes about me, knows about me. I could give two shits. Is he making the right decisions to ensure his company is going to be around and get to a point of profitability? I know that in the end, however long that takes, I will benefit from that. Scavenger.
Someone said, Adam said once APE will make AMC go to the moon. Nothing happened. First off, he never said that. And secondly, a short squeeze doesn't benefit AMC other than the fact that their stock price won't be shorted anymore. You think Adam Aaron wants all his retail investors to make a shitload of money in a short squeeze and leave his stock? And maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he knows institutions are going to jump in at that point and buy up the shares that we sell during a short squeeze. But Adam Aaron has one responsibility, and that's to keep the company evolving and keep the company bringing in revenue. His main focus isn't retail investors making out in a short squeeze. The short squeeze has nothing to do with Adam Aaron.
Right.
That's Wall Street's side. Wall Street
Right.
are the ones responsible for covering the shorts, not Adam Aaron. All he can do is keep the positive news coming through from AMC. That's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say about
I
that.
see so many people getting mad that Adam Aaron won't make the short squeeze happen, guys. He doesn't fucking care about the short squeeze. Could he benefit from the short squeeze by selling shares if the price runs up? And would he do that? Yes. If there's a price run up, if there's a short squeeze, there's going to be a dilution, whether it's APE or AMC. You can count on that every fucking time. CEO Handbook 101, Chapter 1. If the price runs up, do a dilution if you have one available to you. If the price runs up, there's going to be a dilution. He would love a short squeeze because he can sell shares and bank a fuck ton of cash with just selling a few shares. But his job is not to coddle you and deliver you a short squeeze. His job is to get the company profitable, and that will get these shorts out of the play.
Right.
You will be a
100%.
beneficiary of him fixing the fundamentals. That's what investors are investing in the company for. Future profits. If you invested in the company for a short squeeze, well, the time that happened was June of 2021. Maybe there's another one coming up. I sure fucking hope so, because I'm right there with you. But that's not what CEOs spend their time worrying about. So quit badgering them about that.
Yeah, like I said, I'll say it one last time and then I'll quit repeating myself. But I don't know what anyone else expects him to do. You know, I don't know what more Adam Aaron could do other than come out on live television and literally tell everybody, "Yep, they're maliciously shorting our company," which in ways he has, and they're manipulating my stock price down. I mean, I don't know what else you want the guy to do. Like, listen, being a skeptic over any person is a good thing, right? The moment you're content is the moment things can slip by, right? When you're not thinking clearly. But, you know, and I'm a skeptic over Adam Aaron. I'm not going to sit here and say he's perfect, never does anything wrong. But what I see the AMC management team doing for the company makes me feel good as an investor. You see tons of other companies out there where, you know, their CEOs are flying on private jets. I mean, when's the last photo you've seen of Adam Aaron spending money on a private jet? Like, all these things, you know, he seems, he's a very humble person. I've gotten that from everybody who's met him. I get the blessing to meet him when he comes here to Detroit, and I'm super stoked to do that. But I just don't know what else you could ask from the guy. You know, he can't control what Wall Street does to their stock on this corrupt market. We know the freaking stock market, in my opinion, is a big fucking Ponzi scheme. And, you know, you can win in it. Don't get me wrong. You can win. You can be on the right side of trades and the profitable side of trades, but we know manipulation takes place. I mean, it's just.
I'm going to say, Scavenger, I'm going to interrupt you and say something very unpopular. Oh, shit. What's he going to say?
Spit it out. Spit it out.
The same thing I see on every fucking ticker. CEO Handbook 101. What do they do on a price run up? Do I got to spell this out to you guys? Oh, he stopped the squeeze last time. That's fucking in the handbook, guys. If the price runs up, I want you to be expecting a share offering. I hope that the price run up is quick and violent so that you can maximize your profits before they can issue the press release. But I also want you to take some fucking money home, some profits. When the price runs up in any stock, I'm not just talking AMC, when the price runs up, if they have shares available on a shelf offering to sell, you better expect the next day or 2 days later, there's going to be a shelf offering notice. Again, I saw 2 this week. I'm just saying, look, I don't care about AMC. This is every fucking company. CEO Handbook Chapter 1. If you got a shelf offering and you can sell into a run-up, you're going to sell. Why? Because you need the cash. And that's a great time to do it. People are saying, well, he stopped the squeeze. No, he didn't stop the squeeze. He obeyed Chapter 1.
Right. And just to touch on a comment, I lost it. I was trying to find it, but somebody said in the comments, he killed our squeeze when this ran to 72. No, he diluted AMC so the company could get in a better cash position.
Chapter 1.
Right.
Chapter 1 of CEO Handbook. You better fucking expect that in every play.
What do you want? Did you want Adam Aaron to say, let's not release any shares and let's burn this cash and lose out so retail investors can walk away with their short squeeze? Like, sorry for my French, but use your fucking head. I mean, come on, guys. Like, this is insane, the way people think about this. Like, the fact AMC's putting themselves in a better cash position is a good thing. And the squeeze comes after, but we need to do this right, because at the end of the day, people can say they don't care about the company, but we want the company to do good while we're invested in the company. Whether you're in it for a short squeeze or for the long term, it really doesn't matter. We want the company to perform well, and getting their books to a better cash balance is nothing but bullish for its investors, which in this case is retail investors. So I understand why people would be angry thinking Adam Aaron destroyed the squeeze. Sure, maybe he did when it ran to 72. Maybe he created, he created too much supply and it knocked down demand, but that's what AMC needed to do to survive. I mean, I don't know what else to say on that, but it's insane.
Biggums, are you still around, buddy? He's been mighty quiet for the last 30 minutes.
Someone said he might be outside walking his dog.
He might be walking the dog. He might be, smoking the smoke. Who knows?
Puffing the dragon.
I was listening to him on his stream. It was like bubbles.
Really?
Yeah.
Someone said Biggums sleep. That's okay. He's been at it all day, right? So he probably needs a nap.
Biggums is a goat, though. You guys are all goats. But
yeah.
I love all of you.
He deserves a nap. Let's let him sleep.
Look, all of us have had a long fucking day and a stressful mental day, like dealing with the shills, dealing with the hate. And by the way, moderators, don't moderate. You just let the hate flow. Yep. We want to see it. We're not going to shy away from it. We already know. We already know what they're going to say.
And I understand some people are upset. Like, I'm not going to downplay that some people are getting upset, right? I get it. It's frustrating, and it is. I mean, it's frustrating that some people are, pissed at Adam Aaron. I think staying away from like anything though, as far as like direct confrontations with him, is our best move. Like, going forward, we got to keep that, professional. And I just think it's a bad idea if we start jumping on his case. I don't know. I just don't think it's a good move. I could be totally wrong, but
Arthur says in a comment, Adam Aaron already posted in his tweet that they will do an offering after the reverse split. I do see that in the press release that is going to be one of the things that we're going to be voting on, that they're going to adjust authorized ordinary share capital such that after giving effect to the above proposals, blah, 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 yes, they could do more dilution. Yes. It's right here in bullet number 3, Arthur. I don't know if Adam Aaron said it in a tweet, but as Biggums pointed out in his live stream, as I said in my Discord this morning, you should expect a share offering after a reverse split. There's very few things I say with certainty, but I bet that's a certainty. And great for them. Great for AMC to pay off some debt by doing a share offering after a reverse split at $40, $50, $60, whatever it's at. Yep. Knock it out. Knock that debt out, bitches. Knock it out. What are the bears mostly talking about right now? Scavenger, Massalorian? I'm thinking it's debt. The debt is crippling.
Yeah.
It's our biggest issue. Sure. It's our biggest issue by far.
I just wanted to acknowledge. Someone said Trey was a good dude. He couldn't take the heat. Everyone smoked him and blamed him. All right. I'm not going to touch on that on this channel, but oh.
He hasn't been heard from since, huh? Barely?
Trey? I don't know.
What's up,
I'm
Biggums?
hearing. Who am I hearing?
There
I
we
think
go.
it's Biggums.
What's
What's
up?
up, buddy?
Is
It is
Biggums back?
I think so.
Hey, when I was in the military, when I was in training, Biggums, reminds me of a Biggums moment right now. There was a dude, we were having a party. We rented a house. It was a bunch of airmen. We were all like first class airmen, just E1 to E3. We were having a fucking drinking party at a rented house. And one of the dudes went outside in the car and fell asleep. And we went out and rocked the car. And he like woke up. He thought he was crashing. He was passed the fuck out. And then he came back in and he partied like a rock star.
Really?
Biggums. Oh, he just left. I thought Biggums was going to party like a rock star after waking up. And he just left. God damn. Well, there goes that theory.
Hey, can I just say real quick what Joey Wolf is saying in the chat? He says,
Absolutely.
who cares what Adam Aaron does? He's mentioning here, if these illegal funds don't get punished more, that's the real problem, right? As far as naked shorts and synthetics. Yeah, don't forget, we are also working against that too, right? We have some illegal things going on that we're up against, and we've been up against this whole time. So the fact we're even still made it this far and are hanging on for dear life is pretty remarkable, I would say, at this point. I mean, the market's gotten the shit kicked out of it. Literally.
What was the question again, Mass?
Who cares what Adam Aaron's doing if the market itself is still manipulated with payment for order flow and them using the dark pools and every other fucking god-awful thing that they've done to us in the last 2 years, which is not. We can blame Adam and all we want. But they should take some of the blame for this too.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He can only do so much with that kind of shit on, day in and day out.
Uncle T says, am I still holding Sundial? I'm pretty sure I sold my Sundial.
Guys, I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to keep you guys up on the TV. I know. I'm so exhausted. It's been a long day for all of us, like you said, but I honestly just need to lay down and have a beer and chill.
What time is it? It's only
10:30.
I'm showing 9:30 in my time zone. It's still early.
Yeah, so I got a lot of entertainment ahead of me tonight is what I'm hearing.
Wait, what?
I got a lot of entertainment. You know, I get to watch.
Tony said that.
I thought you had some chick coming over or something. In which case, I would, heartily approve of you taking off if you got that kind of entertainment coming over.
No, I just want to put you guys up. It's been a long day. I know you guys went through the same thing, but I'm quite frankly just exhausted. I've all the hate today and stuff. It takes a lot out of you. You know, it really does.
Do your thing, buddy.
It's
all
tough.
right, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey, I appreciate you both.
Thanks for coming by, bro. Appreciate you.
I appreciate your thoughts.
Part of this with you guys.
Have a good night. Stay strong. We're gonna get through this together. The market fucking sucks right now.
Absolutely.
Whatever happens. We're just along for the ride. Love you.
Yes, sir. Love you guys too.
Nice, Gab. Have a good night. Take care, buddy. Yeah. Somehow that slips my mind from time to time. I have to keep pinching myself, reminding myself of all just the shit that's gone down in the last 2 years,
As far as what?
Just all the things that we've been able to uncover about the problems with the market and the unfair advantage that there's some institutions have over the normal retail investor. And that boils all the way down to AMC,
Back in the 90s, I used to know there was manipulation and the whole OTC, ripping people off. And people would come into Yahoo chat rooms. If you guys are old like me, approaching 50 to 90, 100 years old, you remember the Yahoo finance chat rooms where every chat room would be full of bulls and bears. Now it's on Webull Chat or Stock Twits. It's the same old shit, guys. This has never changed. There's always people that are going to be pushing a narrative to fuck with your mentality, fuck with your psyche. the manipulation and the illegality has never changed. It's probably only gotten worse, but now we have the ability to communicate in these modern times and share information and in a certain sense band together that never was available to us before.
Mexican Silverback saying FINRA fraud hashtag on MMTLP. Yeah, exactly.
I'm following that one as closely as I can, because if there's any illegality uncovered in MMTLP, I want to shout it from the rooftops.
That's still on halt, right?
Well, the last I heard yesterday was the DTCC had a chill notice, and they were trying to figure out, I think they're trying to figure out how they're going to cover all the shorts and how they're going to distribute the shares to the legal holders of MMTLP so that they get their next bridge. But like, once they stop trading, how do the shorts cover? I don't know. It's a great question. It's a fascinating story.
Someone in the chat said YouTubers want to hold us here till a penny. Well, if that's the case, then that means all of my shares are going to be a penny too. So that's going to suck.
Yeah, I'm already 5 digits in the red. I don't know why I'd want it to go to a penny. That's just like another myth pushed to you on people who are being paid to talk shit about people who love this company and are holding the stock. Fuck those people. If you believe that shit, you're listening to the wrong people. This is definitely not the channels that want to see it go to a penny. We are holding the stock just like you guys, and the SEC can come knock on my door any day.
Yep. Touche. Yeah. I guess that's why I have maybe that's why I'm taking a different position. Just because I've went through the whole run up, right? And I've already been through that whole coming down thing. So to me, I don't know if words can get worse, right?
What do you mean?
For me to sell out.
They can...
I don't know if there's anything that can change my mind right now to sell anything less than what I had at the peak of my portfolio when AMC hit its all-time high.
I mean, what's the point of selling right now? The potential volatility of the unknown of what's going on right now excites me.
In this market, absolutely.
Yeah.
In this market, yes.
Could it go bad? Yeah, it could go bad. Could it go fucking excellent? Look at COSM. Like, anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
When you have a strong push, a FOMO push, you never know.
Yeah. Look, whether or not the shorts are forced to cover, just the fact that people think that shorts might have to cover could create a FOMO push, which could force them to cover, right? The number one thing that makes shorts get out is the price running up. I don't care what the reason is, whether it's because APE has got to be converted to AMC and they got to cover, or people think that APE's got to be converted to AMC. I don't care. I really don't care what is the reality. I only care what happens to the price. And if the price goes up, the shorts will start covering, and then it becomes a burning ember turns into a bonfire real quick.
Seems like a lot of people are mad at YouTubers.
Yeah, because a lot of YouTubers have given them bullshit for 2 years, but not on our channels.
See, that's the biggest problem.
You're lumping the wrong YouTubers into that group.
That's another problem we have. That's another big problem we have. They've been told wild stories and theories.
These two people left on the screen are not the ones telling you that MOAS is coming tomorrow and that you're going to make $100,000 a share. We're in it for the ride. We're in it for a profit. We're in it because we love AMC. And one of us is in it because we're an actor and we just fucking love movies. But if you're going to
crisis actor specifically,
if you're going to try and put that YouTuber cross on my back, you're going down the wrong fucking path, and I will call you out because you're barking up the wrong tree, bitch.
Alexis Channel said Moran said you two make skits before going live. I wish I had time to take a deep breath before we go live. Never mind, make up a skit. Jesus Christ.
Bring your checkbook and I'll
you
show you
imagine?
my red position, but they won't fucking take me up on that shit because they're a bunch of ballless wonders wearing pink panties. Bring your
I wish.
checkbook. Come to Texas. I'll show you everything. I'm going to charge you. If you're wrong, you're going to fucking pay.
Yeah, all the different shit that has come and gotten thrown to retail and certain YouTubers too. You know, they've taken a lot of flack. I get people's frustration. Like that's not lost on me, right? Even though, and this is because I have a biased opinion because I still own the shop. I haven't sold yet. You know, that weighs heavy on when I make these, you know, decisions on if I'm going to keep talking about AMC. But it seems like along with, you know, certain things that I maybe don't agree with 100% or I feel like could possibly come back to bite us, they're also making the positive things towards getting the company back to profitability again. And I don't think this price would make sense once we get back there. So I only I'm having a hard time seeing us going down too much farther from here. But, you know, people in the chat are saying down to a penny. I mean, you know, that's going to fucking blow if that happens. I'm not going to be a happy camper. That's for
Wait,
damn
did you
sure.
say AMC goes down to a penny?
Yeah, I know
Dude,
that's not going to happen,
dude,
but I
that
know.
fucking
I'm
ain't
just
gonna
saying.
happen. Come
I
on.
know that. I know that, T. I know. But some people out there believe that shit, you know? There's people out there that believe that.
I see people
It's in a
talking about
thumbnail.
I see people talking about these dipshit other YouTubers. Anybody who thinks I'm not married, bring your checkbook. I'm going to charge you $10,000 to show you my marriage license.
Oh, boy.
You fucking little cunts.
What happened? I thought we were going to talk about AMC. What happened?
It's going to cost you, but I'll show
My
you.
goodness. What
Tony
happened?
Denaro's not even married. He's got a fake wife. Fuck you, motherfucker.
Is that coming through the chat? I didn't see that.
Yeah.
It just came up in the chat?
In my chat. These fucking dipshits in California. Like they want attention so bad. They try and tag me in their videos. It's fucking ballless wonders.
Hey, Cali
Bring your checkbook and come to Texas.
Cali Bro Bears has a good comment. He said, the real question is why now all of a sudden? Why not wait for popcorn and the credit card first? That's a good question. Why not wait why do you think he's in a rush right now? Any reason in particular?
Who's
you
not
think
in
they're trying
rush?
to make a move on Cineworld?
I think they tried to make a move on Cineworld, and Cineworld said, we don't want to give up just our choice locations.
Yeah.
And
okay.
so here's my joke. I think that Adam Aaron said, we'll see you in 90 days after we raise a boatload of cash, and the offer is not going to be as nice.
Right.
Look, this company,
That's definitely a possibility.
Cineworld's going bankrupt. What's their debt's like $9 billion?
Yes.
Is that right?
It's double AMC's right now. Yep.
So in 90 days, the offer's not going to be as nice, Cineworld.
And they're going to have a little more
Your
cash.
position's not going to get any better. And Adam Aaron's going to have a boatload of cash, and the offer's not going to be as nice. They should have fucking taken the offer while they had a chance. But water under the bridge. We'll see you in 90 days.
Yeah, that's going to be a deep hole to dig yourself out of, Cineworld. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, first quarter of 2023.
Paul says, did I read his super chat? Let me scroll up, Paul, and see if I missed it. Hang on one second. Let me go. I see Bell Biv DeVoe. Bell says, I was voting no, but seeing how many new names come in here screaming vote no makes me reconsider. I've been on the fence all day, BBD, and I'm moving to the side of I'm going to vote yes for verse split. Let me see if I can find Paul's chat. Hang on, Paul. Scrolling. Paul, I don't see it. Just retype it, Paul. Don't super chat me. Just retype it, and I'll see if I can read it out loud. By the way, is Diaz still in here? I want to shout out Diaz I haven't seen him in a while. Angelina, thank you for hanging out, modding tonight. Diaz was in here for a little while. Hopefully he's still around. Mass, do you like Iowa? Someone
I do like
says.
Iowa. I'm a big Hawkeyes fan. Yep. College football.
Larry says, anyone wearing Santa's hats besides me today? I have a Santa hat. I'm not sure if should I wear it on camera tomorrow? I'll let you guys
absolutely.
vote. I'll let you guys vote right now. Yes or no. Drop it in the chat. Yes or no for Santa hat. A lot of yeses. Tomorrow the market's open. Monday, Wall Street is closed. By the way, in case you're wondering, in case you're in another country. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of yeses. No, I see not one single vote no so far. Clark says, I'm jealous, Tony. You can say just let it rip with your language, but if we say it, the stream bot cuts you off. Sorry, Clark. Look, Clark, here's a tip. If you want to curse, just put a space in between the letters and the bot won't catch you.
Mass will not rock a Santa hat. I don't look very good in Santa hats.
Do you have a Santa hat?
I don't think so. No, I
don't
think
remember.
So.
I don't actually remember why I bought mine now. I've had it for a couple of years. I'm not sure why at this point. CEO says once the QSIP changes, can no longer trade old QSIP. So once the effective date changes and the new QSIP goes in effect, that is correct.
Oh, Lou just bought APE. Nice. All right, now I'm buying in. That
what?
was my signal. Ding, ding, ding,
Lou
ding,
just
ding.
bought
There
APE?
we go.
Woo!
Uh-oh, that's bullish.
Larry says, do I read every post? I do not, Larry. I'm trying to keep up. But if I'm looking at the camera, I'm not reading. If I'm looking here, I'm reading comments. If I'm looking here, whatever you're typing is just going by. One thing I learned in acting school is look at the camera. It's really rude to spend your entire time doing monitor one, monitor two. That's really rude, right? You guys don't want to see that. So many people complain when a YouTuber is like, why is he looking off to the left? Because he's looking at a fucking monitor, you dipshit. The camera's over here. But in acting school, you learn to look at the camera. So I try and look at the camera. The downside is can't see your comments. And I miss them sometimes. All right. I'm looking for Paul's comment. Massalorian, fill us in while I'm looking for Paul.
I saw that someone said.
Wait. I found it.
Oh,
I think this is the Paul. Correct me if I'm wrong, but GameStop started the meme stock frenzy. AMC, BBIG, Bed Bath. Wait, BB. What is BB?
BB?
BB.
Blackberry?
Blackberry, yeah. With proof short puts at 1 cent a penny, waiting for these companies to go bankrupt. Do these shorts still have penny puts? Oh, man, what a complicated question. GME started the meme stock frenzy. Do these shorts still have penny puts? I have no idea what shorts have, Paul. GME started the meme stock frenzy. I would agree with that. AMC, Bed Bath & Beyond, Blackberry, BBIG, many of them participated. Do they still have penny puts? I have no fucking clue, my friend.
Myself says I still need to be convinced on the advantage of the RS for the shareholders. 1-for-1 conversion. That's correct, right? It's gonna be one-to-one conversion.
1-for-1 conversion. Oh my gosh, Gus just sent me a math question after like 4 shots of Black Label. All right, I'm going to read this out loud and see if I can still compute it. If I have 1,000 shares, this is like Have you ever watched that show, Massalorian, of what's that show of? There's a YouTube channel of drunk. Is it drunk reading or drunk?
Oh. The NFL when they lip sync, bad lip syncing?
Not NFL. No, it's something about a movie or a book. Someone will tell us in the chat. You guys know where I'm going. I've got to try and interpret this. If I have 1,000 shares of AMC and 1,000 shares of APE, and my cost is $26.60, after the reverse split, my cost average goes up to $133. I would think that your cost average would go up by a factor of 10.
Drunk history, by the way, T. Is that it?
Yes.
What are you thinking of?
Drunk history. Yes. Thank you, because I'm not that far down in the chat right now. If your cost average is $26.60 and we do a reverse split 1 for 10, your cost average would be $260. Is that right?
And they have 1,000 shares?
It doesn't matter how many shares he has because the shares are going to be divided by 10, but his cost average is going to go up by a factor of 10.
Yes, that's how we understand it, correct?
I've had a few shots, Mass, so you got to keep me straight.
I thought that's what you said when we first opened up. I'm going by off of that. That's correct. And I believe you are correct. I don't think it's the booze.
Cost average, look, my cost average is between $8 and $38. We're at $4.90 plus $1.20. I'm a long, long way from my cost average. I'll tell you that.
I think I have 6 and 40. 6 or 7 and 40. Or 42. 40 or 42. Somewhere in there was my highest. On the way down to.
I started buying AMC in May at the like $8 range. And we're at, if we add them up, we're at $6.10. So I'm pretty sure on every share that I own, I'm in the red.
That slow burn from January to March was a good time to load up, right? That nice slow burn running up to March, and then we had to get past that 801, and then
January to March of 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that was my best.
I wasn't paying attention till May.
And then and you started your channel when? In June?
No, I started my channel after the split. So anyone who wants to say that I'm dumping this stock, I didn't make videos till after it had come back down. So fuck you. I was trying to message Trey and Matt like, hey, I think your information might be wrong. Why are you telling people to buy calls?
Oh, forget it, dude.
Why are you telling people to buy calls when it's at 70? No answer.
Those guys were balling so hard at that time.
I started my channel because I was so pissed at these two dudes, and they would never answer me. Like, I'm just trying to give you a little bit of reality, buddies. I know you're like wet behind the ears and you just started trading. You're trying to do your best, but your price targets are a little bit off. I'm just thinking, why are you buying calls, Matt, at $60? What the fuck are you doing? I'm selling, bud.
Yep.
I got no answer till like a year later. Clark says, so when the conversion of APE happens and the reverse split happens, where will the short hedge funds have their positions in AMC? All right, look, Clark, I'm going to say this as plainly as I think that I can. The math is all going to work out that the short position is not going to change. Massalorian, correct me if I'm wrong.
Short position should not change.
But I'm just going to say, I don't know what's going to happen when APE gets delisted. When APE goes away, there's this unanswered question that nobody knows. There's a lot of opinions right now. Are the shorts going to have to close? Right. That's the unknown. And the unknown is what keeps me in this play, Clark. Some people are saying that the shorts will have to close if APE goes away. You heard Biggums say today that they won't have to close. I don't know that I can give you a definitive answer tonight.
Have we seen any definitive evidence to point towards being 100% accurate? No, right?
Well, everybody's going to say
Can't
Cosmos.
point to any particular case.
They're going to say Cosmos. Oh. But do you know how many reverse splits I've seen?
I say that was FOMO.
I think Cosmos was relative to the fact it was an overnight reverse split and half the people couldn't sell. But I don't want to be a shill, and I don't want to be called a bear, and I don't want to be called negative. So I'm just going to say I don't know. I think Cosmos ran up because it was a fucking mess, and half the people couldn't sell, and it was like unrelenting buying pressure.
G Immortal said, "Master, your cost average is 400 a share." No, I hope not. No, I think it's around. I think it's around 10 or 11. It's been a little while.
We did see the tweet today that said, I saw it just like you, Paul, that said the shorts will be asked to close before the conversion. I'm going to bank on that, my friend. I'm going to go with that. Whether or not it's correct, I cannot tell you.
It's quite reassuring, right?
But for now, that's what we have. Look at KTRA. JRez says, all right, what happened with KTRA, my friend? I'll pull it up on the other screen. KTRA. Holy shit, they got fucking knocked. I don't want to look at that. 167 down to 851. I don't know what happened, but that looks like a typical reverse split scenario. Hit them with the flex says, okay, I'm a nobody, but Matt K. Wait, Matt says, Matt and Trey scam people for super chats to get rich. And they don't give a fuck about nobody. Oh,
that's definitely a possibility.
That is a possibility.
Someone, JB just put in the chat, look at Boss's Twitter. There is a tweet. Let's see. Maybe this one here he's talking about the APE conversion.
I invited him to the live stream tonight, by the way.
You did?
Yeah.
Maybe it's this one here he's talking about from 11 hours ago. About the conversion. Ticker symbol this may be occurring with. AMC is proposing to convert APE to common shares of AMC. I was wondering if any short positions on APE would have to close prior to the conversion. Just a moment to look into this. Thanks. Okay. You see it?
Yeah, that was either from TD Ameritrade or Fidelity. That's the one that I don't know, Trade Desk. I don't always know if they know what they're talking about. But that basically implies that they will have to close before the conversion. So yeah, I'm going to roll with that for right now, you guys, until we have more info.
Thanks, Jay Beebs.
And we saw a 75% run up today. So bullish on APE.
Someone said it's TD and Fidelity responses that people had tweets of. I wonder what department in Fidelity you'd have to reach out to get like a more suffice answer than just that.
You don't
You
want
know?
to deal with the first line reps. You want to talk to the trade desk, but even the trade desk I've found doesn't always know what's going on.
Right. Especially with this type of scenario where we have
This is a very, very unusual.
complicated. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
But if you're going to talk to anybody, guys, if you're going to make a call, and I encourage you to make the call, ask for the trade desk. That's like going to be your most informed information source.
Dave said Biggums said they do not have to close on his channel and on here when he came on.
He did. Yep.
Yeah,
And
we need to break through another layer of
look, that would be my standard response would be agreeing with Biggums that they don't need to close, that somehow it'll be converted or pushed over to AMC. That's my standard response. And then we have this tweet right here from somebody at Fidelity or TD Ameritrade. I say the unknown is unknown right now. Deep Thoughts by Tony Denaro.
Herman B thinks says, remember how smoothly the ape distribution went? Yeah, that's certainly a concern, right?
Remember
Herman,
what?
How smoothly the ape distribution went. You know, everyone's saying that certain countries don't have them, and 3 days later, and they're still not able to trade.
And the
Like,
price
are we going to
action,
run into that scenario?
The price action definitely did not work out how we thought.
Not even that. I'm saying just about distributing the ape shares, period. And people saying they weren't in their accounts and they were listed as something else, or they were in the wrong column or the number. I mean, it could turn into a shit show, right?
If you're in a European or Canadian broker, you can expect a 2-day delay at least.
Yep. Cash App, that kind of shit. Same thing, right?
Yep. CEO says, Tony, I tagged you in a tweet. Can you tell me your thoughts? All right. Hang on one second. What's your Twitter handle? I got so many tweets and messages. SB Wolf Farms. I don't recognize the name, buddy, but he says AMC is still the best shit show in town.
No doubt about that.
The unknown makes this play so fun to me right now. Like,
God damn.
I don't know.
If the rest of my portfolio wasn't suffering, it wouldn't be so bad, right? But I'm getting crushed.
I don't know what the
else.
hell is going to happen, but the unknown is like so exciting right now. Whether it's going to ruin us or make us millionaires, I don't know, but I love it.
I just want it to work. Just want it to work. I'll let you get a W.
Hold on, Clark. I think Clark is saying a shilly comment. Let me see. What retail needs to understand is Adam Aaron can never get AMC out of debt the way it's going now. Okay, so he's not quite saying shilly. We need to do the reverse split. All right, Clark, you saved yourself in the second part of your comment. It's going to take them forever to get us out of debt at 67 cents per share on APE, Clark, right? I think that's where you're going with that. But at $40 per share, 30, 20, it's a little bit easier.
Matt says, I just want to put gas in my Jeep without looking at the price. I hear you, brother. I hear you loud and clear.
Tyler B says, Tony, do you feel like a celebrity when you do these streams? I'm a nobody in YouTube land, Tyler.
I was trying to tell that to my roommate the other day. I was like, listen, I'm like, this is a very small section of YouTube in a very large space. Like, we are so small.
We got virtually no subscribers. We're nobodies. No. And on top of that, I'm probably the number one hated YouTuber in the financial sector because I try and give out facts.
Tim said,
I'm far from a celebrity.
Floor trader. Sorry. He said, ask for a floor trader. I'd like to get a definitive answer on that, just to know, you know?
Lose Boob says, I love AMC, but I didn't know I was marrying her. All right, Massalorian, I don't know about you, but I'm going to pay the heating bill real quick. Some of y'all might see an ad. Some of y'all might not if you have premium YouTube.
I'm not even linked into YouTube, so just go ahead.
James, thank you for that. He says, you're somebody to us. I just want to make sure that you guys, you know, whatever happens, look, we're in a bear market. We're in a high interest rate, inflationary market. I want to see you guys be here a year from now. I know my channel will do fine
No
when
matter
the
what.
market, when the bull market picks up. If you're still here, we'll all be successful together. I want to see you guys like not fall prey to the clickbait and the ridiculous price targets and the pump and dumps. We'll play all of them. We'll play all of them together. We're going to get in early. We're going to get out early. We're not going to listen to ridiculous price targets. And we're going to be here a year or two from now when things turn around. We're going to buy blue chip stocks on a discount. We're going to have a risk diversified portfolio. That's what this is about.
You know, we talked about that plan too for so long about being able to convert this MOAS money into long-term profitability, making the money go to work. You know, I mean, there was a lot riding on this play working out. And it's not over.
This play is far from over. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's like
I know.
it's like a fucking soap opera. Every day it's a new bit of drama.
I know. Yep.
Talk about the unknown catalyst. I mean, okay, a couple people saw this coming. Reverse split. I did not see this coming.
Me neither.
But every day that something new happens, it adds some excitement into this play for me.
Yeah, it injects it right with hysteria. But like I said, I guess with the same thing about about going to DC to, you know, get out in front of the SEC and protest. At this point, I'm ready for anything to inject some excitement into the stock, you know, or
Mass,
to the meme. Yeah,
I'm gonna take a 60-second bio break. Can you start counting? Start the timer.
We're good. Go for it. And Dave says, thank God I got credit is all I can say. Yeah, Darren, good point. It's really for the smaller shareholders, right? That it isn't good for. Yep. And Clark, if that's the case, that might be why you start move today, right? I'm trying, Tyler. I'm trying to be. I really am. I know. Do I sound like an ass? I'm sorry. I don't want to come off like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. It's just we've gotten so hammered this entire market. All that money they printed, that went against us. You know, we've had just so many different demons we've had to fight. You asshole. Thanks, BBD. Appreciate you, man. What a masshole. Yeah, Kelly, bro, but it's not good for anyone. But especially for those with a small number of shares. And I get that. Yeah, Tony already has made his mind up. I haven't yet. I definitely have not made up my mind yet. Oh, thanks, Angelina. I'm trying. Brian, no, I not typically. No. I don't. This market's just, I'm so sketched out by all the things that have happened. And I've seen so many people get jaded recently with holding for numbers that are unattainable. It turned me off to even doing that. And I'm so underwater right now. I don't have the money to risk. I don't have a ton of dry powder sitting around that I can risk to try a day trade. You good?
I'm back. Did I
Alrighty.
make 60?
Oh yeah, you were fast. That was real fast. Yeah. Now people are just saying I sound like an idiot. Not an idiot, but I sound down on the play. And it's not really that. Honestly, I hate seeing the split opinions, and I hate seeing the divisiveness that this causes, right? It causes a rift to echo throughout the community. And that's really, I think, what has me bummed out about it. Not so much how it's going to play out, because it's going to play out how it's going to play out. I really have no control over that at this point, right? It's out of my hands. But to see the community split on it, that's what bums me out, honestly.
I'm really bummed out at the amount of people who are losing faith in Adam Aaron. And that's why I talked earlier about do the CEOs care about you? Do they want the short squeeze? No, they don't fucking care about the short squeeze, and they don't care about you. They care about the survivability of the company. And if you're an investor, you will eventually reap the rewards of the company surviving and becoming profitable. And you need to get off of your high horse. And I'm sorry that you were told for 2 years by clickbaiters that the MOAS was happening yesterday. Wake up and have a little patience and let them fucking fix the company and get the shorts out of this play, and you're going to be okay. Why is everybody so mad at Adam Aaron? That just like blows my mind.
Mike said we need this catalyst masked. Yeah, I mean, this might be what we need to turn this thing upside down on its head. I hope. I really, really hope. I hope that that's the case. And I'm going to ride it out. So
I'm trying to catch up on comments here real quick.
someone said, "Why are we deciding now? We have time to think about it. We have plenty of time to think about it." Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no
Don't
need to rush to. Yeah, good point.
Don't decide anything tonight, guys. We're moving the conversation along. This is an opinion. Everything tonight is opinion. It's just discussion to help move the discussion along, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be plenty more in the coming days and weeks. Rest assured. And whatever I say tonight, I might change my mind tomorrow. I've changed my mind from this morning, to be perfectly frank.
Yeah, I mean, so you're saying now that you're down to vote yes on both?
I'm thinking that I'm more inclined to vote for reverse split now than I was this morning. I'm not a big fan of reverse splits, but the more I think about it, Adam Aaron can dilute. No matter what we do, he can dilute. Whether we stayed where we're at and he can dilute at 60 cents, or we approve the conversion and the reverse split and he dilutes at $40, he can dilute either way. Even if we don't reverse this, even if we don't approve the reverse split, I think he'll still have some apes that get converted to AMC. He can still dilute with. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. There's going to be some dilution, and I'd rather them dilute at $40 than 60 cents. Let
me ask you.
This what time is it? 10 p.m. Central. That's my current thinking. I reserve the right to change my mind.
Is it possible he's just doing this right now to run the price up a little bit to sell a bunch of apes?
Yeah.
He's just dropping this news to try to get a run so he can double or triple up?
Of course. Anything's possible.
They can pull this off the table at any time, right?
I mean, yeah, they've indicated they plan to put these things up for a vote, but they don't have to, of course. Nothing's set in stone till you have a proxy ballot in front of you.
Right. It is. I guess it is exciting to see how it's going to play out.
That to me is the most fascinating thing right now. Like, we don't get this kind of roller coaster ride in many plays.
No, certainly not. Certainly not. And thank God, because I would have an aneurysm, and been dead a while ago. Yeah, someone said, Mass, that could have been the plan all along. Could be, yeah. I mean, if we get a FOMO run out of this, and all of a sudden the thing runs up to $7, $8, $9, $10, and he can drop, maybe that is by the news, right?
Moto GP says, how worried are you that this thing comes up shenanigans on a scale of 1 to 10? Moto GP, I never trust anybody. Never trust anybody. What was that movie or TV show I watched one time? He said, I trust two people, the man in the mirror and God. Don't
trust a movie?
It was a movie or a TV show. It was some mob dude. Look, don't trust Adam Aaron. Don't trust Massalorian. Don't trust anybody. Who knows what kind of shenanigans go on? But I do think that in general, CEOs care about the future viability of their company. And I think that Adam Aaron's doing what he thinks is best. And look, if a year from now you got to come back and say Adam Aaron bankrupted the company and you were wrong for 2 years, Tony Denaro, I will take that beating. Right now, I trust the gentleman that he's doing the best he can for the company, and people can talk shit about him all they want. Hey, if you got to vent, go ahead and vent, amigos. I think CEOs care about their companies. I think they care about their reputation. I could be wrong. Of course, I could be wrong. But that's not how most CEOs are not built to only think about themselves and screw everybody else. I don't believe that.
I'm with you on that, T. I'm willing to let this play out as long as it takes. The company's not going bankrupt.
Caden says, you are a joke, Tony. Caden's walking a fine line. But we're going to let it roll, Caden. Thank you for your comment.
Why is Tony why is Tony a joke? What did he do so funny?
Tell me why I'm a joke, Caden. Because
we're getting our fucking teeth kicked in.
Because I tell both the good and the bad in Caden. This is not a pump and dump channel. This is not a bullish everything's going to Moas tomorrow channel, Caden. This is first time I've ever seen him here, so I think he doesn't know what he's about to wade into.
Definitely not a clickbait channel. Although some people did really well making clickbait channels this whole time and just clicking the shit out of people.
And fuck them. Fuck all of them. The reason I started my channel was to provide some common sense in light of all the fucking clickbait and nonsense, ridiculous price targets and dates. Fuck all that shit.
Truth.
Come on, Caden. Tell us something else, Caden. Tell us something else, Caden, you little bitch.
Ape Blazing Dust stuff said, did a mob just remove my comment because I cursed? You're on Tony's? Probably not. Ape Blazing, I don't think so.
I have a stream bot moderator, so if you're gonna curse, put some spaces between the letters. Brian says, I love both of your live streams. I think we just need to teach each other how to make money. Brian, I'm going to stop right there. How to make money. Get in early, get out early. Every fucking momentum play. Get in early, get out early. Don't listen to anybody's fucking price targets on YouTube. Nobody.
Definitely
not. And then he goes on to say, we need to teach each other how to make money other ways in the market besides AMC. Yes. Have a risk diversified portfolio. Look, have the majority of your portfolio in blue chip stocks. That's how I do it. That's how I want to see you guys do it. I can't tell you what to do, but if you're investing all your money in one or two stocks, you got to understand the risk you're taking and not complain. Hashtag no crybabies. If all of your money is in one play, I don't want to hear shit out of you. You knew the risk you were taking on. And going forward, please don't do that. Please, for the love of God, don't put all your money in one stock.
Or two.
Caden says, all right, Caden's got another comment. Oh, wait, I can't wait to read this. Why do you trust someone who keeps finding ways to screw investors? Tony is a suck ass. You're probably short on this play. Caden, bring your checkbook to Texas and I will show you my position.
Wow.
I'm going to challenge you to the $10,000 bet, Caden, and I'll pay for your flight.
Yeah,
let
Caden,
me know,
man.
Let me know when you want to come. I'll pay for your flight, Caden.
I promise you're backing up the wrong tree.
You're gonna pay me $10,000 minus my cost of the flight, and fuck you, bitch.
Yuka, you were never blocked.
I have never in my life shorted a stock. But come on, Caden. Send me your details. I'll pay for your flight. Bring your checkbook. Better have 10,000 large.
Wow, this is a wild chat tonight, I must say. This is a wild ass chat. I like it. Some fire. People are spitting flame tonight on both sides of the aisle.
Caden's
this is the kind of lively conversation I like.
Caden's crossing the fine line of getting booted. Keep sucking on that dildo, Caden says. One more comment, Caden, and you're gone, bitch.
Who'd you got modding for you tonight, Tony? Who's in your mods?
My mods are not instructed to block anybody. I will block some fucking shills, though. If you got nothing constructive to say, you're gone. I'm not here for views. I'm not here for subs, Caden. Fuck you. I'm here for people that want real talk. Anybody who's been here for any amount of time in the last 2 years knows that. Javi the Great, what is up, amigo?
The whips out. Can we just trust AA? Do we have a choice at this point? What are we going to do? I don't know if we really have a choice.
If you don't trust the management, don't fucking invest in the company, guys.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Why are you invested in a company that you don't believe in the management?
$24 the money says no more DD. Have a good night, bro. Yeah, we're just kind of spitting, I guess, right now, right? Because we just don't know how this thing is going to play out. All we can do is take a couple guesses, and that's it. Sucks. A lot of speculation, and it always has been since day one with this play, right? Chris NY says something. I think AA pouncing was a decoy. I know Doc thinks he still thinks that there's something more to the pounce. Who knows? Maybe this was his plan all along. I just don't know. I wish I had the damn answers.
What was his plan all along?
This whole thing, I just can't see him wanting Ape to ever go down. To have to get to this point.
I don't think Ape going down was his plan.
No. That's the only thing.
I've heard from other YouTubers that they said, this was his plan all along. Sorry, I can't agree with that. I do
that
not
part.
Think
that part I'm stuck. Yeah, I haven't.
I do not think that he thought Ape was going to go down 90%.
Because we didn't.
No, we did not. We've been completely wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 100%. Yep. Yeah. We took our best guess and we were fucking way off. We got smoked. And maybe this is the answer that we need to turn that back around again.
We'll
That
find
just
out in the
that
next
thing
90
just sucked
days.
the wind out of us so hard.
We'll
What?
find
What'd
out
you
in the
say?
next 90 days. Look, if
Yeah, I
you
guess so.
only held AMC, if you only held APE and you didn't buy on the dips, you're gonna get you got a long way to go to get back in the green, right? I've been adding AMC up. Sorry, I've been adding APE as it goes down. So as it goes up, I'll be okay. I'm still a little bit in the red, but you know, we'll see how the next few days go. I'm not running a victory lap yet. We got a ways to go. But up 75%. That's a good one-day turnaround. I'll take that. Master Lorraine will be right back. I guess he's on a bio break. Eight Up says, hey, Eight Up. First, that's the first time I see your name here. Last 2 years have been mumbo jumbo talk. I would agree with that. Been a lot of clickbait talk in the last 2 years. Not on this channel, though. We don't talk price targets here. We don't talk dates. We talk real talk. We read filings. We read what the company is telling us. We try and do our best to give you guys a realistic perspective. We talk patience. This is a company trying to get out of negatives earning situation. And we hope every day when we wake up that an unknown catalyst will happen. But we don't know what that catalyst will be. Yes, there's 20 other channels talking about it. Not here. But if one happens, like we see happen with so many stocks every day, I'll fucking take it. I wake up every day and the first thing I do is check the charts, check the news. Brian says, Tony, I day trade for a living. I don't make a ton, but I make a good amount. Mass, I would love to show you what I do to get some extra cash. Hey, Brian, tune in when we're live here in the day stream, in the live stream during the days, please. Larry says, Tony, how's the truck? If you're talking about my SUV, Larry, is still clicking along. 350,000 miles. Grandpa Barney, what is up, amigo? Does it have to be 90 days? They said the vote will be within the next 90 days. I don't think it'll be exactly. Hallie says, remember when we were talking about when APE was issued was 7 days before everything happened? I don't know what I don't know what you're saying there, Hallie. Hang on. The chat just like flew by me. Trying to catch up. Darren says another 7.5% up in aftermarket on APE. I see that. 129 close in aftermarket. Booyah. Jordan says, why sell at 66 cents if you know you want a reverse split and can sell then? Well, I mean, obviously he didn't know it was going to happen after the announcement. That was the price at the moment. Eight Up says, you guys are a few months from being turned on by the whole community. I get turned on every day, Eight Up. I get called a shill, a bear, a paid actor. Block, delete, move on. I don't care. Michael says, Lou is back on the air. Congratulations, Lou. G Immortal says, Tony, tell Mass to average down. He's still in 2021. Grandpa Barney, Andrew says, Pantheon said on Boss's stream that could be even less than 30 days. It could be. Could be. We'll know when we see the proxy statement come out, guys. Lou bought 4 APE shares just to be able to vote. Great. Congratulations, Lou. I bet Lou thinks that the new ticker symbol for AMC is going to be CUSIP. Did Bill give him a call and let him know if there's a ticker symbol change? That's an inside joke for some of y'all. Love you, Lou. I want to have a pizza, pineapple pizza with you one day. Brian says, I do. Most days I see what you do, but never see Mass during the day. Yeah, Mass does not live stream during the day. Maybe one day. I think that's his, I think that's your long-term goal, right, Mass, to be able to live stream during the day?
No, I was thinking about doing that lunch hour thing, but I think I want to do two solo live streams a week starting January 1st. That's my plan.
NASCAR says, Tony, what does your day trading setup look like? Do you use multiple monitors? I think I posted a picture. I don't know if it's available to the public, but yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 monitors. I just recently changed it. I had two monitors, one which was YouTube over here, one which was charts, but I was missing so many plays that I added 2 more monitors a couple months ago. And I'm loving the new setup. It's like triples the amount of stuff you can keep your eyeballs on. Jay Lemon says, thank you for keeping it real. Yeah, it's tough keeping it real, guys. The reason this channel is not popular is because we keep it real. Everybody wants that hopium. I get it. You want to hear someone telling you every day that it's going to 100,000 tomorrow. Look, I'm in it for the next squeeze, just like you guys are. Whenever that happens, however that happens. But my timeline is different than some people. Hate me or love me, I don't care. I hate being wrong. So I'm not going to tell you it's tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you T plus 90. I'm not going to tell you anything other than what the chart says and what the financials say and what the company says. And then we'll go from there. And every day, Massalorian, we wake up, right? And hope, just like all these other random tickers that go up 9,000% in a day, we hope that will be the day for our stock. But
we've seen it happen before, so it's not like it's impossible.
Spread your bets out, guys. Don't play one ticker. Come on. David says, do you believe post reverse split price will surpass 200? Oh my gosh. Can't say, David.
J33 says this is a good time to start a YouTube channel and be bullish. LOL.
Maybe in about a year. Look, when whoever has a channel when the bullish stock market returns, you're going to do great. How many people will survive? How many people will still have any money left? All this fucking bullshit and these people telling you to buy shit when they're all about to go down. Many of these people will not be around a year from now. We will still be around. This channel will still be around. And I'm pretty sure Massalorian will still be around.
Yeah. And I'm going to still be on here bitching and, tearing apart misinformation and bullshit news across the globe and exposing whoever needs to get exposed that's been screwing the middle class, retail investors, you name it, across the board.
You know why we'll still be around? Because we get in early and we get out early. Always pull out early, guys. Did he just say that?
Oh, it's always getting raunchy.
Guys,
now we're definitely getting.
Always pull out early.
Yeah, BBD. I know he is. That's okay. He's in my radar too. I got his manifesto on my bookmarks from 73. I'm going to read it someday. Have you ever, I know, Tony, you're not a big believer in WEF, right? You don't think they're a big deal?
WEF?
Yeah, and the IMF. Like, do you think they're big, big geopolitical players right now? No, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna cast
You're
stones on the,
shaking your head no. You're
I'm
like,
not gonna
Mass,
cast,
don't do it. I don't want a thing on my video.
I'm not gonna cast stones on the whole conspiracy theory shit. Yeah, I mean,
Gotcha.
I always leave leeway for conspiracy shit to be true. But let's not degenerate this conversation
Definitely not.
into that.
No. Because
That-
we're
that's
not
for Mass-
degenerating
that-
at all with the rest of the talk.
That's for Massalori's channel. I'm not gonna
None of
get
that's
demonetized.
degenerative. No, I know. You're right. Sorry. We don't want a sticker on saying go to Wikipedia on our video. Thanks, YouTube.
8 Up says Scavenger was just in here and he didn't have the nuts to tell him he's full of shit. Oh my gosh, 8 Up. We got another hater in the channel, guys.
Why
Look,
would I say that? Why would any of us say that?
Scavenger's bullish. I told you guys. I've said here in the chat and I've said to his face, he's so fucking bullish. I almost didn't trust him. What more can I say? I don't know what else you want me to say. The guy's bullish. Let him have his moment. I'm not going to shit on that.
He's good. He's good. He's excellent to counterbalance someone like someone like us,
Like
with
someone
our
like me.
perspective.
He's good to counterbalance someone like me. That's why I have him on.
Exactly.
Same reason I invited Boss Blunts and Biggums. Like, look, I'm the reality guy. I need some relentlessly bullish guys on to counteract, to counter the DD that I'm handing out. That's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. I love everybody to have their own voice and have their own opinion. You guys are the ultimate deciders. You hear the opinions, you make the choice. I don't fucking care.
Callie Brobear says Scavenger was talking big numbers on his channel prior to today. And, things now, well, look at what just happened. I mean, we got, a big news press release. So does that change his numbers? Probably. Possibly. I didn't even hear. Was he saying numbers today? I didn't hear him say any numbers.
I don't listen to that many other YouTubers, so I haven't heard if he said other numbers or not.
I keep getting. There's at least once a live stream, someone says that my hat is clownish. No matter what hat you put on, whether it's the Amazon thing that lights up or my hat is clownish.
Scavenger, you're still listening. What's up? We still love you, buddy. And that, we have you on here because I love your bullish views on the stock. I've told you that on YouTube.
I hope he knows that.
I've never talked to Scavenger, guys, offline. I don't have his phone number. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he does for work other than what he's told us. He says, I should quit YouTubing tomorrow and just sell all my AMC. Scavenger, I'm right there with you. I'm not selling shit. Fuck all these shills in the chat, man.
Yuka says he seriously was able to send a message. Now I kind of believe him because he said it 2 nights in a row now, multiple times. So, man, I hope you're not now. It says you're paired up, so you should be commenting through my chat. So I hope you're good now. I honestly didn't see you in there, bro. I would have taken you off. You know that. My hat by my face.
Nuck says, is it a tramp stamp or a pull-out target? I think they're the same thing, Nuck. I always viewed it as a target. Uh-oh, Scarlett, I hear her walking. She's walking in the back.
Which I'm going to get a guitar over your head.
Time to get good on the chat here. I hear her walking in the kitchen.
Something said Mass looks like he's going to break dance on cardboard in an alley. You look like I'm from the 80s? That's horrible. That's not good.
Peace Love says Adam Aaron will insta dump the shares. You have to give him the right. AA will insta dump the share. You have him right back to you at a premium. I don't know if I understand what that means, but I think Adam Aaron will do dilution after a reverse split. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting hungry. Mass, I haven't eaten since lunch.
Yeah, it's been a while, man, since I've ate. Well, Well, my roommate has vacation this week.
Hang on, I gotta listen to Scarlett for a second. What? When am I gonna be done with the live stream? She's asking. Soon. I'm getting hungry. We're about to wrap up. We've been going. How long have we been going, Mass?
We got on at 9 your time, right? 9 my time. So yeah, 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. It's about time to wrap it up. I think we've said about all that can be said. We're just letting the Bears take pot shots now.
Yeah, I haven't fully made up my mind yet on my decision on how I'm going to vote, but I like hearing all the different opinions tonight, and that's that's what this is about for me. I mean, it's people getting out there, listening to different scenarios, ways this could play out. That's all we can do right now.
I would say right now, look, we're less than 24 hours into it. Just continue to listen to people. Do your own due diligence. I'm not giving you guys any instructions tonight. I don't even know what I'm doing. I had one thought this morning. That thought is changing as of tonight. That might change again by tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. That's just my opinion. That's just what I'm doing. That's not instructions to anybody. Never.
Zen Hodler says you can always vote no too.
Yeah, I do think someone asked me, is Adam Aaron going to control the vote? No. Adam Aaron owns a small fraction of the overall shares of AMC plus APE. Adam Aaron's not going to control the vote. Institutions are not going to control the vote.
We do.
Retail owns the vast majority of the float. Of that, I'm convinced. Ultimately, whatever you guys decide, that's going to be the vote. Unless it's one of those votes where it's like, we're going to take your vote and do whatever we want. We've seen that on some previous proxy issues. I hope the wording does not say that. But I think you guys, ultimately, whatever you decide in the coming weeks, you're going to be the deciding factor. So continue to ask questions. This is a good discussion. That's all tonight was. Sharing thoughts, having a talk. Nobody knows what the fuck is going to happen. We're sharing with you our thoughts tonight. Other people are sharing their thoughts.
Yeah, we're trying to play out different scenarios just so you can be prepared for anything. Anyone saying right now we know what's going to happen is not telling you the truth. Not 100%.
Well, I mean, they don't know, right?
Nope.
We all have our guesses.
That's right. Some will come up tomorrow, Larry. 100%. I'm banking on it. And you can bank on me being here.
All right, Mass. I ordered some pizza. I ordered some pizza for lunch. I know it's not keto, but I turned on the oven when I was on my bio break. I'm going to heat up some slices and pass the fuck out. And what time is it? 10:30. I should be up for pre-market tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting day. Remember, the markets are closed on Monday. Tomorrow is the last day for the next few days. I'll be around over the weekend, guys. If you want to watch some YouTube, we'll be around.
I'll be. I'm going to go on Saturday night, I think, for Christmas Eve for a little while.
All right, and I'll be sure and break out the Santa hat if I come on tomorrow.
There you go.
If not, you can count on it over the weekend.
There you go.
Let's see.
Thanks, T. Thanks for having me on, man.
MMTLP is where we are going, but AMC is a bit different. So yeah, it's very different. Very, very different. No pineapple pizza, Kim. I ordered Scarlett likes pepperoni, so I got her pepperoni with cheese stuffed crust. And for myself, I got the works. Everything.
You too, Dano.
Larry says hi to Scarlett. Scarlett, hello. I don't know what she's doing in there.
Hello. Giggity, giggity.
Julie says good night. Good night, Julie. Good night, Clark. If shorts have to cover, D says on conversion, does that include APE and MC? Just APE, D. If they have to cover it, includes just APE. Massalorian, what's your temperature up there right now?
We are at, this says heavy rain soon. Hold on. I'll tell you right now. 40 Fahrenheit.
Wait, how is that fucking possible?
Pissing rain.
I'm at 18 degrees right now.
What? Yeah, it's 40 degrees. Yeah, it's 40 here.
If you walk outside in Texas right now, you'll probably die.
Climate change. It's real.
Hallie says, I'll take your money. Wait, Hallie says, I'll take your money. Bet me that Trey won't show his face. Now, I don't know. I don't know about Trey, guys. I haven't talked to him since he quit YouTube. I said, I understand what he's going through and good luck. And haven't heard from him since then.
Same
Live
here.
tomorrow, G Immortal. We'll take it. Look, if AMC and APE are doing something spicy tomorrow, absolutely I'll be on. If the markets in general are fucked or there's no plays to make money on, I'll be on Discord. If AMC and APE are doing something fun, I will be live with you guys as soon as I wake up. And since it's only 10:30 now, I might be up at a reasonable hour. I didn't wake up till 9:30 today. I don't set an alarm. I wake up when I wake up. Mass, did you know Pantheon went live last night?
Yes. Yep.
All right. So I was live and then I fell asleep to the sweet sounds of Pantheon Radio Live. It was a great night.
He did like a classic intro with some music, and then it sounds like sounds like Coast to Coast or something like that. Like when it comes on.
Yeah. I put my iPad right on the nightstand and I listen as long as I can, but ultimately I was tired and I knew I was going to fall asleep, and at some point I was gone till 9:30 this morning. I woke up, I was like, holy hell, AMC, Adam Aaron, what the fuck? Discord was blowing up. Woo.
I know. Yeah. I was a little bit in shock because I hadn't heard anyone really talking about it the night before. Were there rumors flying around beforehand?
I mean,
no, right?
I think Biggums had been like advocating for a reverse split. I had just gone on that night saying there'll never be a reverse split.
Yeah, that's right. Last night,
there'll never be a reverse split, and they will never bring APE home. All right, strike 2 for Tony Denaro.
Yeah, I think Biggums made some good points tonight that I could follow. Right, some of the points he made, I think, were pretty well said.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, guys, stay
warm. All right,
TD. Hug your
loved
loved
ones.
Thank
you.
If you got a loved one to hug, if not, give one a call. You know you got that one you can call. Nobody wants to be cold tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to all the subs of the channel.
Yeah, thank you to all my mods.
We will see you on the next one.
Night, guys.